Thanks for making the time to take the #1 patient interaction assessment. Now let's find out your results. Hi, I'm Jessica Gruber. I have been designing and developing websites for physicians and other industries for 8+ years. And in these years, I've helped prospective doctors grow their practice by really understanding their market. I noticed one big issue coming up time and time again. And in these years, people would say, Jessica, I'd love to have a website that connects and educates my patients, but the technology is always changing and I'm not sure how to keep up. I know I want a patient-centered website, but where do I even begin? And that led me down the path of creating this assessment so you can get instant clarity about your next step to creating a patient-centered website that is easy to interact with. After all, your website is most likely your first interaction with your patient. So let's get your results. Based on what you've told me, your next step would most likely be to update your website. Did you know that 70 to 80% of patients research a new physician before scheduling an appointment? This next step will, while it may seem daunting, is crucial in convincing your patients you will provide a safe, professional, and nurturing practice. By paying attention to every detail as they interact with you online to the moment they step through the door makes them feel more comfortable that they have made the right choice in choosing you. Where do you start? It's simple. Pick a website builder. Pick any. The most popular ones are Wix, Squarespace, and my personal favorite, WordPress, and I'll explain why later. Do not get boggled down with which to work with. Search engines, and more importantly, your patients don't care what your website is running in the background. They want to find the information they need quickly and easily on both desktop and mobile. Any of these selections will work. Pick a theme or template or a design and go with it. Simply transfer your information over from your old website to your new website. You may need to adjust a few things here and there, but the focus is getting your website that is visually clean and a platform you are comfortable working with. Now, why do I recommend WordPress? Well, there is a larger learning curve in getting it set up. In the end, you own your website. You can move the website wherever you want. You can customize it however you want. It is unrestricted and can grow with you when necessary. If you do choose WordPress, I would recommend the Astra themes as they are simple, easy to install and use. And in case you're curious, the other next steps to take were creating a Google My Business page with reputation management, positioning your website correctly, and installing My Business page with reputation management, positioning your website correctly, and installing tracking software to know what your website visitors are most interested. But the one I would recommend you considering starting with, based on the little I know from your assessment, would be focusing on updating your website to have a patient-centered design. Having this type of clarity can hugely be hugely helpful when you're ready to take your online experience to the next level. So, you're now clear on what your next steps is to focus on creating a patient-centered website. And that's definitely put you in an awesome position. You now have a path to create an optimal first patient interaction with your practice. But there is one big mistake most physicians make at this point, at this very step in the process. And it breaks my heart because it takes years to discover this avoidance mistake. And during this time, it can cost you so many ways between time, money, and stress. And knowing you are possibly missing the connection to that one person who really needed your help. If you're like most practitioners, what you want is a practice that creates a great income for your family, gives you freedom, and allows you to make the type of impact you want in the world. You've probably heard the most alternative practices struggle to keep their doors open, and the single biggest reason why all comes down to one big mistake. And it all comes down to the single most important decision you need to make before starting your website. And that decision is how. It's not how. It's not how to build or how to create or how to decide what technology to use. It's actually who. As in, who should you serve? In other words, your ideal patient. Most people spend all their time on the what and almost no time on the who. The who is the single most important decision you need to make before creating a website. And in fact, any marketing material you create. And you have to get this right, because your who is the foundation for which all other things in your practice is built. When I finished a client's alternative medicine website, we found out quickly that they were receiving 20 to 55 unique visitors to their website a day. I realized the single biggest mistake alternative medicine practitioners were making with their website when it comes to patient interaction. And after researching and interviewing several alternative practitioners, I gained even more insight on why patients have a difficult time finding and connecting with alternative medicine practitioners. And it came down to the positioning and information on their website. And that is why my mission is to get as many alternative medicine practitioners online correctly so that you can get back to what you are best at, healing the world. And because you've taken the time to go through this assessment here today, I want to give you the opportunity to get instant access to a one-on-one complimentary 30-minute discovery session that's available for the next 24 hours when you click the button below right here, right now. This complimentary session is not something that is offered on demand, but because you've taken the assessment, I want to give it to you when you take action here today. So all you need to do now is click the button right here on the page and schedule a time that works for you. Go ahead and do this right here, right now. See you on the other side.